Are you listening?
I'm listening, are you? Ow! What's up, everybody? This is a hot show today. It's hot, caliente. It's so hot I can't even hold it in my hands. I need some oven mitts. Because this show is so hot. I need to get it out the oven, get it on the table, get it served up for you. We got to do this today. Today, this show is simply asking a question. The question is, why is everybody and they mama calling out Keith Thurman? That's right, everybody and they mama is now calling out Keith Thurman, and today we're going to explore, discuss, dissect why. Emazing Eric, let's go, man.
Emazing Eric Sports and laughs, it's all love.
Ow! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric. You're back here live with another episode of the Emazing Eric Sports Show. Very quick thank you to everybody. I keep saying this. This is a brand new show. I just want you to know I appreciate every view, every like, every comment, even if you don't agree with me. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for dropping your opinion. Even when it's not something I agree with, I still respect it. I respect your right to have your view on anything that has to do with this beautiful thing we call sports. Okay, today's video is one that's very interesting. This is going to be a juicy show. We have to ask the question, why is everybody calling out Keith Thurman? This video was brought about, inspired by the recent calling out of Keith Thurman by my boy, one of my favorite fighters, Terence Bud Crawford, TC. That's right, TC has now jumped in a long line of people that say, I want Keith Thurman. So we're going to talk about it today. This is a little bit of background information just in case you don't know. Let me catch you up, bring you up to speed. Terence Crawford, we know he was the recently crowned undisputed, that's right, I said it, undisputed, all 4 titles, 140-pound junior welterweight champ. He recently beat Julius Ndongo. He beat Ndongo. He became the undisputed champ. But Terence Crawford said, my work here is done. It's time for me to step up. He wants to go into the welterweight, the 147-pound division. And he said he wants his first fight to be the champion, Keith Thurman. Now, we're going to talk about this today. We're going to break it down. We're going to go 3 rounds. Since this is boxing, we're going to give you rounds. So let me tell you what these rounds are going to be. Round 1 is going to be why I think Terence Crawford should not, N-O-T, not fight Keith Thurman in his first fight at welterweight. Round 2 is going to be who Terence Crawford should fight in his first fight at welterweight. Round 3 is going to be really interesting. It's going to be the real reason why everybody keeps calling out Keith Thurman. Okay, round number 1 is why I think Terence Crawford should not fight Keith Thurman in his first fight at welterweight. See, here's what I got to say about this. I understand Terence Crawford wants to do something big. He wants to make a splash. But there are rules that the sport of boxing follows that are smart for each fighter to at least stay in some sort of range of. You don't just jump into the weight class and go with the biggest guy there. And here's one of the main reasons. I'm going to give you a quick point that I feel is a main reason why Terence Bud Crawford should not fight Keith Thurman first. The main thing, and when I say this, I am not calling Terence Crawford a sucker. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying, because this is a boxing term, Terence Crawford still has a bad habit of giving up sucker shots. Now, that's a gym term. I'm going to tell you what that means. Terence Crawford has a really bad habit of giving up sucker shots. A sucker shot is a shot that you really shouldn't get hit with. Sometimes your pride gets the best of you. Sometimes you're being more offensive than you should, and you get hit flush, solid on the chin, on the face, with a good shot that you really shouldn't have gotten hit with. Terence Crawford does that. If you think back from Gamboa to Hank London, he did it a few times. He did it even with Felix Diaz a few times. Terence Crawford has a habit. Sometimes he gets too offensive. He wants to do too much, and he takes a flush shot right on the chin that he shouldn't. Keith Thurman is the wrong guy to come into a brand new division, him being the bigger man, and find out right then with him how you're going to react to giving up sucker shots to a guy that size. Now, I do want to say this about Bud. He has been progressing. He has been cleaning it up. That is something I've noticed him getting better and better and better with. But when you come into a new division, you don't go with a person who can crack like Thurman. And for everything Thurman is taking, a lot of it he's brought on himself, but for everything one time is taken right now in the negative aspect of things, Keith Thurman can crack and Keith Thurman can fight. Y'all gonna stop acting like Keith Thurman can't fight. Keith Thurman is the number 2 fighter to me at welterweight. I have Errol Spence at number 1, and I have Keith Thurman at number 2. Keith Thurman can fight and he can crack. One time ain't no joke. And that's not a slap against Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is actually my number 2 pound-for-pound fighter. I have Andre Ward as number 1, and I have Terence Crawford as number 2. I already have a video up about that. That's another video for another time. Just go through. I did a really in-depth breakdown on why I put Andre Ward 1 and Terence Crawford 2. I have Terence Crawford rated higher pound-for-pound than I do Keith Thurman. But at the same time, Keith Thurman is there. He's actually a big boy. He has to cut a lot of weight to get back down to 147. That's not the first thing Bud needs to do. I think he needs to go a different route, a different person, a different fight. And I got the fight for him. That's the perfect segue coming into round 2. So the end of round 1, Terence Crawford, if you're listening to your boy E, do not fight Keith Thurman. That is not the fight for you right now. In the future, yes, not right now. Okay, round number 2. Who Terence Crawford should fight in his first fight at welterweight? I already have the name, y'all. I got the fight. I got him, but I'm going to break it down to you first because if I say it right now, you're not going to feel it. I got to make you feel it. Y'all got to see this. So let me tell you guys what I feel is some of the criteria that a fighter should meet for a superstar like Terence Crawford as he steps into a new weight class. Here are some of the things that I think that fighter needs to have. The first thing I'll say that fighter needs to have is a well-established name at the weight class. He doesn't need to be one of the biggest names, a la Keith Thurman, but he doesn't need to be a really lowly name, somebody we've never really heard of before. He doesn't need to be that either. This guy needs to have a name, and at one point in time in his career, had a pretty good little buzz going. Another thing this fighter needs to have, he needs to be just a little bit faded. He needs to be past his prime. He doesn't need to be the beast that he once was, but he needs to have a name to where somebody can remember some good days from him. And been in some memorable fights maybe. Some fight of the year type of fights maybe. Okay, a third thing he needs, this is a very important one. He needs to be a very winnable fight for the star moving up. You don't need to be in really tough on your first foray into the division. You don't need to go that deep. You don't need to jump all the way into the deep water. He needs to be a very winnable fight, but there needs to be some things about him that if it happens to you in the ring, he can teach you some lessons possibly at that division. Some things that he could actually show you at that division. Now that we said all this, I think I'm ready to reveal the fighter. Whoa. One more thing about him. He actually needs to be a fighter that you could have a showcase type of fight on. Meaning, he's a winnable fighter, but you could really style on him. If you really come in on top of your game, you could style on him, and they could compare your beating of him to other major fighters' beating of him. In other words, you beat him better than this guy. Even though he's faded, you know we do that in boxing all the time. You beat him better than this guy. Now, with all that being said, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to give you the name. Here's the name right here. Drum roll, please. We're going to do this right. Drum roll. Victor Ortiz. That's right. Victor Ortiz. Wait a minute. I'm going to explain it to you guys. Victor Ortiz is the perfect initial fight at welterweight for Terence Bud Crawford. Victor Ortiz, that's right, I said it. I'm talking about the same Victor Ortiz that half act crazy sometimes. I'm talking about that Victor Ortiz. You can talk to him on Monday, one of the big channels. Dante's Boxing Nation can interview him on Monday. Dante can say, Victor, what do you think about Floyd? And Victor say, oh man, Floyd's cool, bro. Floyd's a cool guy, bro. He's a great fighter, bro. I mean, he's got some crack, bro. People think he can't fight. He has some crack, bro. I mean, you know, he's hard to hit. He got frustrated. Let me just be clear, bro. I didn't try to headbutt him, bro. I would never do that to him, bro. He's a great fighter, bro. I think Floyd's great. I would never headbutt him on purpose. That was an accident, bro. And then Dante comes and interviews the same Victor Ortiz on Wednesday. He gets the same Victor Ortiz in Wednesday, and Victor Ortiz says this, man, F Floyd, bro. F Floyd, man. He ain't nothing, man. Floyd ain't nothing, bro. He hits like a girl. I never felt any of his punches, bro. He's a cheap shot artist, man. Yeah, I tried to headbutt him. I did it on purpose. I tried to break his effing nose, bro, because he's a cheater, man. He's a cheap shot artist. He's sucker punching, man. He's a cheap shot artist, bro. F Floyd. That Victor Ortiz is who he needs to fight. He meets every bit of that criteria that I laid out. He has a name. He's not the biggest name, but Victor Ortiz has a name. He's been around. He's been in some memorable fights. Think of his slugfest with Berto. It was the fight of the year. He won that fight. He went all the way. He ascended to the top of the sport. He fought Floyd Mayweather. It had a crazy ending in that fight. Victor Ortiz has been around. The other thing, he's faded. He's a little bit faded. But here's the thing about Victor Ortiz. And I mentioned the sucker shots. Victor Ortiz can still crack a bit, though. He can still crack. It might give Terence Crawford a chance to get hit, maybe even wobble and say, whoa, these are bigger men. I can't give up these sucker shots. Most importantly, Terence Crawford could style on him. And no matter what, people are going to say, Bud did a lot better than Floyd, man. It took Floyd. Bud did a lot better than Floyd against Victor. Bud did better than Berto. People do that. That's what we do in boxing. So if you are listening, Bud, I'm telling you, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. If anybody else says says it, they copied it off me. You heard it here first. Emazing Eric Sports is saying it. Victor Ortiz is the perfect fight for Terence Crawford to jump into the welterweight division and test the water. They can put it on ESPN. Stephen A. Smith will be up there mumbling on about it. We won't even understand it, but everything else will be going on. Teddy Adams will talk about it. It will be a fight. You will watch it. I will watch it. You know you will watch it. It's the perfect jump-off spot for Terence Crawford. Victor Ortiz, Terence Crawford, for Terence Crawford's first fight at 147. The last round. Here we are, the third and final round. Thank you guys for sticking around because we're getting ready to get to something real juicy right now. The last round is the real reason everybody and their mama is calling out Keith one-time Thurman. This is the real reason. Y'all want to know the real reason? I'm just going to keep it real. We're going to break it down, but I'm going to start it with one name. Errol Spence Jr. They don't want to fight Errol Spence, so they're calling out Thurman. They don't want that smoke with Errol Spence, so they're calling out Keith Thurman. Now, here's the thing. I think that's smart for Terence Crawford. And let me be clear, because I always want to be honest. I always want to be transparent with you guys, because we're family. I don't want Terence Crawford and Errol Spence to fight right now. I love both of those fighters. I don't want to see those two brothers fight right now. I'd like to see them go in separate directions, build it up, fight maybe 3 years from now when you can both make some money. It can be a pay-per-view fight. I hope they don't fight right now, so I'm not mad at Terence Crawford for this. But just look at it. Look at what everybody's doing in and around 147. You got people who don't even fight. You know what? Let me tell you a story. Let me tell y'all a story. See, you laughing already. Let me get the story out. I'm going to tell you a story right now. See, I went to Google. And if you just go to Google and you just search fighters calling out Keith Thurman, you'll see the usual suspects. Now Terence Crawford's added to that list too. You'll see Shawn Porter. You'll see Danny Garcia. You'll see Mikey Garcia. You'll see even Andre Berto saying, I'll take a shot at Thurman. All these people. You'll see all these names of fighters calling them out. But there's another list. There's a secret list that I found. If you put in people calling out Keith Thurman, and then you put in star, people calling out Keith Thurman, star, a whole other list will come up. It's a secret list. I pulled this secret list up, y'all. Everybody. It was 347 names on the list. 347 names was on the list. I couldn't believe it. I started scanning down the list, so I just started going down the list. I saw some people I knew. I said, what? I'm going to pull it up on the screen. I got to number 9. I saw this. Earl from the gas station. I said, Earl from the gas station? I know that ain't my homie Earl that work up at the gas station on 5th Street. So I jumped in the car. I couldn't help it. I drove up to the gas station. I saw Earl. I saw him out at the gas station. I said, Earl, what's up, man? He was like, hey, what's up, fam? I said, come here, baby. He was like, what's up, man? I said, hey, man, I just saw on that list you said you trying to call out Thurman. He said, yo, fam, where you see that at, man? That ain't supposed to be out like that. I said, Earl, it's on the secret list on Google. He said, dang, fam, should be quiet, man. My boss up in there, man. Don't be coming up here getting me fired. I think I can do it with Thurman, man. I think I can beat Thurman. I said, Earl, you really calling out Thurman, man? He said, yeah. I said, wow. So then, no joke. Then I looked at the list again. I got down from number 9. I got down to number 15. It got down to number 15. I saw 15. I'm gonna put it up on the screen again. Number 15 popped up. It said Fernando from Home Depot. I said, no, that ain't my homie Fernando that work at the Home Depot right up the street. I jumped right back in the car. Roll up to Home Depot. I saw Fernando rolling across the parking lot, pushing one of them orange carts with some plywood in it or something. I said, Fernando! He turned around. He said, hey, what's up, man? I said, come here, man. He said, hey, man, I'm working, bro. I said, come here, man. I said, Fernando, what's up, man? I just saw on the list, it said you trying to call out Keith Thurman, man. He said, yeah, bro. Forget that, man. I'm tired of Home Depot, man. I'm sick of this, man. I want Thurman, man. I think I can beat him, bro. Man, yeah, man, I can do it, man. I can throw body punches. I'm good at digging to the body. I said, Fernando, you know Thurman don't like it to the body, though. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm on one today. I'm sorry. I'm on one today. Forgive me. Pray for me. But anyway, real talk. Everybody is trying to fight Keith Thurman. Why? Because they don't want to fight Errol Spence. They don't want any smoke with Errol Spence. Listen, if you look at it now, it's almost like they're trying to have a let's get in line for Thurman tournament. They're all willing to fight each other for the chance to fight Keith Thurman. You got all of them in it. They're like, yeah, you fight him and you fight him, and then I win, and then if you win, we'll fight each other, and then the winner of that can fight Keith Thurman. Everybody's doing everything they can not to fight Errol Spence. All of this stuff about wanting to fight one time, all of this stuff about everybody and their mama calling him out is because they don't want smoke with Errol Spence Jr. I'm sorry. Please don't get mad. That's just the truth. They're calling out Keith Thurman because they don't want to fight Errol Spence Jr. I'm going to say it again. Fight Errol Spence. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I tried to break this thing down for you guys. We do sports and laughs, so I hope you enjoyed the ride. If this is your first Amazing Eric video, I hope you enjoyed it. Look down in that right-hand corner. Hit subscribe. If you've been watching and you haven't subscribed yet, come on, man. What you waiting on? Subscribe to your boy's channel. You know you have a good time. Let's enjoy sports together. All right, fellas. Have a good day. We'll talk on the next one. Peace.